Alright, so it's 4 o'clock. Let's begin with an invocation. एक prayer के साथ शुरुआत करते हैं. I hope you're ready with your books, Compassionate Objectivity. Yes, alright. So let's start with a prayer. Take a deep breath, keep your spine straight. Inhale and exhale. To the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to Lord Mahaguruji Mailing, to all the great ones. Thank you for your blessings, your guidance, your help and protection. Thank you for blessing all of us with inner peace, with joy and happiness, with spirituality, prosperity and abundance. Thank you, Master, for your presence in this session. To my higher soul, my divine self, thank you for your presence in this session. To the healing angels, healing ministers, thank you for your presence. To the angels of technology, thank you for your presence. Gently open your eyes. To all the people who've joined in, Atma Namaste, and also for the people who will watch it later, Atma Namaste, thank you for your presence. So let's continue. All right, so we are on page number 18, page number 18. Yeah. So harmlessness is a manifestation of loving kindness. Violence is the unregulated use of force. What is to be avoided is excessive force. Okay, so this is really amazing. So Master says that we have to regulate the force. So, you know, अक्सर जब भी हम लोग ये sessions करते हैं, there's a common questions that comes perpetually. Repeatedly एक common question आता है कि अगर कोई कुछ गलत कर रहा है तो हम लोग को तो बोलना पड़ेगा. We will have to say something, we will have to do something. So now this is, personally for me, this line really gives a big insight as to what has to be avoided is excessive force. So, you know, बहुत बार हम लोग को अपने मन में ऐसे लगता है कि if there is some negativity happening, या हम लोग को किसी को feedback देना है, या हम लोग को किसी को कुछ negative बोलना है, we will have to do it aggressively, or we will have to do many things to make it happen. But बहुत बार ऐसे होता है कि प्यार से बोल के भी काम कराया जा सकता है. Even or maybe हो सकता है कि एक बार ढंग से बात करके भी things can change. Many times it is our own assumption कि हम लोग को बहुत बोलना पड़ेगा या पीछे पड़ना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि वो हमारे मन में एक बहुत बड़ी चीज हो चुकी है और हम लोग के मन का ही एक assumption है कि ये करने के लिए मुझे बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी, चिल्लाना पड़ेगा, झगड़ा होगा, झमेला होगा. Sometimes we assume that it is going to lead to many fights. Sometimes we assume that it is going to lead too much of force. या छोटी सी चीज के लिए भी हम लोग excessive force इस्तेमाल कर देते हैं. So that is also a form of injury. Like छोटी सी चीज के लिए excessive force इस्तेमाल करना मतलब क्या? Can somebody give me a practical example for this? Small thing but too much force. बहुत बार हम लोग करते हैं ऐसा. Small things that need corrections but we use too much of force. Too much of force. It's almost like कोई बीमारी है, अगर 5 mg की दवाई से काम हो सकता है, तो will you give a 20 mg medicine? So if a job can be done with a 5 mg dosage, or sometimes maybe even without a medicine or something bitter, then why do we need to use so much of force? तो हम लोग ने force क्यों use किया? क्योंकि हमारा खुद के ऊपर control नहीं था. We kind of lose control over ourselves, and then that is why the force has been used. Yes, so yes, these are the typical examples that comes many times towards kids. बहुत बार हम लोग बच्चों पर excessive force इस्तेमाल करते हैं, which is not needed. In fact, that scares the child. It makes the child fearful. It makes the child sometimes more aggressive also. Yes, for small mistake, yes, many times you will often see कि हम लोग बहुत जोर से चिल्लाते हैं on our staff. अगर आपका staff को धीरे से बोल के भी काम हो सकता है. You can give warnings also to your staff कि नहीं, if you don't do this properly, I might have to change you. ये भी चीज हम धीरे से भी बोल सकते हैं, लेकिन हम लोग चिल्लाते भी हैं और we raise our voice, we use too much aggression, we use too much force, we use too much power. That is harmful. तो हम लोग को वो avoid करना है. Okay? Yes, so this is a good example given. When the staff is late, we sometimes shout a lot. We don't just shout. In fact, वो जब लेट आया है या वो छुट्टी लिया है बिना कोई रीजन, वो पूरा एक दिन हम लोग उसको हो सकता है क्रिटिसाइज कर रहे हैं, पूरा एक दिन 1.5 दिन हम लोग उसके बारे में नेगेटिव सोच रहे हैं, तो हम लोग इतना ज्यादा नेगेटिव एनर्जी प्रोड्यूस कर लेते हैं. सो दैट इज व्हाट वी हैव टू बी अवॉइडिंग. दैट एक्सेसिव फोर्स वी हैव टू बी अवॉइडिंग. ऑलराइट, सो आई थिंक दिस इज अ गुड टेक अवे फॉर मेनी ऑफ अस. मे बी कैन वी रिफ्लेक्ट नाउ कि कहाँ पर हम एक्सेसिव फोर्स यूज कर रहे हैं. ये बहुत ही अच्छा प्रैक्टिकल एग्जांपल्स दिए हैं बहुत लोगों ने ग्रुप में भी, एंड वी कैन ऑल कम आउट. इफ यू चेक थ्रू आउट द डे, we are using a lot of force unnecessarily to correct certain things. बहुत जगह पर जो हम लोग को पता चलेगा. So जब हम लोग चिल्लाने जा रहे हैं या बहुत ड्रास्टिक कोई स्टेप लेने जा रहे हैं, think, can this be done with politeness also? Can this be done by talking politely also? Can this be done maybe with a small punishment? Or do we need to give a big punishment? और एक्सपेरिमेंट भी करके आप देख सकते हैं. पहले छोटा सा चीज करके देखिए, किसी को प्यार से फीडबैक देके देखिए. अगर वो नहीं सुनता है, then maybe you can become a little bit more firm. अगर वो firm होने से भी नहीं समझ रहा है, then maybe you can become a little bit more aggressive. But you can start with something very subtle. Okay, so this is a good takeaway for maybe many of us. So your master says, when you react strongly, reaction from other people will also be strong. When you react with loving kindness, it will cool them down. Okay, so जब कोई कुछ बोल रहा है, we sometimes react. बहुत जोर से हम लोग रिएक्ट करते हैं, जोर से चिल्ला देते हैं, जोर से अपसेट हो जाते हैं. So when something goes wrong, if you are creating lot of chaos or you are reacting in a chaotic way, you will see the same reaction happening on the other side also. If you are calm, if you are cool down, you will see the same calmness on the other side also. बहुत बार लोग बोलते हैं, अरे उसको देखो वो इतना चिल्ला रहा है इसलिए हम चिल्ला रहे हैं. अगर वो चिल्ला रहा है और आप भी चिल्ला रहे हैं, then what is the difference in the two? If that person is shouting, then if you cool down, that vibration will also cool down the other person. वो उसको भी शांत कर सकता है. Okay, so this is something that we could reflect on. There is no need for cruelty. Even the killing of animals for food can be done in an ahimsa or a non-violent manner. In spite of the wrong action, this higher being responds with compassion. So this higher being blesses this troubled poor soul with compassionate, purifying light. This is cleansing. Injury can be done through inaction. Tolerating a wrongful deed is equivalent to injury through inaction. Practice loving kindness and non-injury. Your actions must be soft. Be externally gentle and loving, but internally strong. This is very, very important. There is a yang side and the yin side of loving kindness. Loving kindness is not always soft. It can be hard. Sometimes it must be severe out of kindness. So यहाँ पर इस part of सूत्रा में मास्टर यही बता रहे हैं कि कभी कभी we need to become firm. We need to become firm out of kindness. Why? For the good of that soul. So if we are just doing good for their emotional body, then we will keep pampering them, we will keep appreciating them even for the wrong things. Okay, but we need to be firm and tolerating a wrongful deed. तब हम लोग को थोड़ा firm होना जरूरी है. So we have to balance mercy with severity. Okay, so balancing being strict versus being permissive. Okay, so just to keep the emotional bodies happy of other people, that doesn't mean कि हम लोग वो जो भी बोल रहे हैं उसको yes ही करते जाएंगे. It doesn't mean that we will just keep appreciating people or saying yes to things just because we think that we are loving people. Now, loving doesn't mean that we will not shout at all, we will not be firm at all. Yes, you need to be soft externally, but internally we have to be strong, and sometimes we have to stand up. We have to stand up for wrongful actions, and we have to stop wrong deeds from happening. So we can't be like Master bolte na, we cannot be anemic. We cannot just be relaxed and allow everything to happen in the name of loving kindness. बहुत बार in the name of loving kindness we allow wrong things to happen. Okay, now कैसे? Let me give you a couple of examples. in the name of loving kindness or in the name of being permissive, we allow people to do wrong things. Like for example, if your friend calls you, ठीक है, वो फ्रेंड है आपकी, उसका हो सकता है कि उसके हस्बैंड के साथ कुछ झगड़ा हो गया, या उसके इन लॉज के साथ कुछ झगड़ा हो गया, या उसके वाइफ के साथ उस फ्रेंड का कुछ झगड़ा हो गया. So that friend calls you and says, you know what, this happened to me, these people are so cruel, they're doing such wrong things to me. Suppose वो किसी के बारे में कंप्लेन कर रहा है या कर रही है और आपको फोन की है. So what will you do at that moment? What will you do? Okay. What do you think? Let's do hands-on situation. Suppose a person, your friend, has called you and is complaining about their family members and is saying that the family members are being very cruel, they are being very bad to me. What will you do? Okay, first calm them down. Yes, right. That is a good idea. First you calm them down. What else? Bless. What else? Now, here there are two, three approaches. बहुत बार मैंने देखा है जो लोग फोन करते बोलते the friend always agrees. अगर आप आपके फ्रेंड को हमेशा यही फील कराते हैं कि नहीं, you are right, your family is wrong, ओ तुम्हारे साथ तो बहुत बुरा हुआ, तुम्हारे साथ ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए था, तुम एकदम सही बोल रही हो, तुम्हारे फैमिली मेंबर्स बहुत क्रूअल है. If you allow that without understanding the facts, without taking into consideration that you have not heard the other party, अगर आप आपके फ्रेंड को हमेशा ऐसा ही फील कराते हैं कि तुम हमेशा सही हो और तुम्हारे अगेंस्ट जो भी है वो हमेशा गलत है, then this is the meaning of tolerating wrongful deeds. Because if something wrong is happening to a person, that doesn't mean that the other person, that whatever they're saying is the truth. But बहुत बार ऐसे होता है, हम लोग सिर्फ पैम्पर करते हैं यही बोल के नहीं तुम तो राइट हो. And then what are we teaching to our friends? We are teaching them कि जब भी प्रॉब्लम हो मेरे पास आ जाओ, मेरे दरबार में आप हमेशा सही हो. You are always right and all the other people are always wrong just because you are my friend. Right? ऐसा होता है कि नहीं होता है? So this is a wrong form of loving kindness. And obviously your friend will say, yes, I love you so much, you're always there for me. You know these friendship date typical messages. Sometimes it is very insane. Are you a friend to their emotional body or to the soul? If you are practicing loving kindness to the soul, तब आप उसे क्या गाइड करेंगे? तब आपको हो सकता है अपने फ्रेंड के साथ में भी स्ट्रिक्ट होना पड़ेगा कि no, you are criticizing a lot. You are not understanding the karmic repercussion. You are criticizing your in-laws every day, your husband every day. That is why the karma is coming back to you. This is being firm. But why are you being firm here? Out of love, out of loving kindness, because this is going to help your friend. और उससे हो सकता है वो प्रॉब्लम से बाहर भी निकल जाएगा. बट अगर आप सिर्फ उसका सुन रहे हैं और उसको हमेशा यही फील करा रहे हैं कि यू आर राइट एंड एवरीबडी एल्स इज रॉन्ग, देन वो और कार्मिकली फंसता जाएगा. सो आर यू रियली हेल्पिंग योर फ्रेंड? नॉट एट ऑल. In fact, you're making things worse for your friend. So then don't call that person your friend. You're just emotionally pleasing that person, emotionally. So many times friendship is taken as a duty where you allow your friend to do anything and everything. बहुत बार लोग बच्चों के साथ भी ऐसे करते हैं. You know, it happens a lot in our society. I'm sure many of you might be from the Marwadi society. It happens a lot. Sometimes I see it around our families and all. Suppose there is a daughter who is married. Whenever she will call up her parents and complain about her family, their parents will always make them feel, you know, you are right, your in-laws are wrong. उससे क्या होता है? वो डॉटर के दिमाग में भी होता है कि हाँ हम तो राइट है और मेरे इन-लॉज मुझे सपोर्ट नहीं करते, मेरे सिर्फ पापा और मम्मी ही मुझे सपोर्ट करते हैं. This sometimes becomes the root cause of all the chaos that is happening in the family. So this is not the right kind of loving kindness. This is something called as pleasing people or pampering people. Okay, so loving kindness has to be towards whom? Not towards the emotional body, but towards the soul. If you practice loving kindness towards the soul, then you will guide that person in the right way. You will tell them, and that because that person is receptive to you, will also listen to you. But if that person is only coming so that that person can only cry and you just give a shoulder for that person to cry upon, then the life is not going to change. I mean, in these sessions, I'm being a little blunt, but many of us just feel that loving kindness is just allowing people to use your shoulder to cry. बट क्या उससे उनकी लाइफ चेंज हो रही है? नहीं हो रही है. आप बस उसको हमेशा रोता है, आप उसको शोल्डर देते हो, वो शोल्डर यूज करके रो रहा है, खत्म. एंड दिस हैपेंस रिपीटेडली एवरी डे. They talk to you for hours over phone, and then this is happening to you every day. But the soul is not coming out of the problem, right? So as arhatic yogis, as pranic healers, because we have the knowledge, then we need to become more aware and make sure that sometimes we have to stand up and not tolerate wrongful deeds, and we also have to be firm and not always being soft. But still, you can be firm inside, but externally you can be loving, you can be polite, you can still be soft. Okay, page 19, fourth paragraph on page 19, but page 19 it has only two paragraphs. Divyanshi. Okay, so here Master says there is yang side and the yin side of loving kindness. Loving kindness is not always soft. It can be hard. Sometimes you must be severe out of kindness. So what is the yang side? Yang side means you are being firm out of love for that person. What is the yin side? You are being soft out of love for that person. Being soft is not loving kindness. Love for the soul, care for the soul is loving kindness. At times you need to be soft out of kindness. At times you need to be firm out of kindness. That is the yang side. Being soft out of kindness is the yin side. All right? Okay, so questions on this. I will take a few questions before we go to the next virtue. Few only, and few I will take up on WhatsApp. Can we back out if we don't have any option? Now, I would recommend that if people are not receptive, back out. Let them be. Just bless them and cut. Forget. If people are not receptive, do not interfere in their business. Even if that person is your child but an adult. If that person is a child below 18, then you can interfere. But even if it's your child and an adult and is not receptive, you let them be. Do not intrude into their life. Let them be. Yes, what you can do is be a well-wisher to them, keep blessing them. You know, एक बहुत अच्छा एक saying है, कहा जाता है, ask and it shall be given. So people who ask help, give them help. बट हम लोग क्या करते हैं, हम लोग उसी को हेल्प करना चाहते हैं जो हमसे मांग नहीं रहा है, लेकिन हमको उसको हेल्प करना है, जबरदस्ती उसके लाइफ में घुसना है और उसको हेल्प करना है, लेकिन उसको हेल्प की जरूरत नहीं है. Now what happens in this? You lose your self-esteem. This is not loving kindness to self. It's like, imagine you're wanting to help someone, but the other person doesn't want help, is banging their door, in the sense is closed, their aura doesn't penetrate, doesn't want help from you. अगर उसको हेल्प की जरूरत नहीं है, then don't waste your time, don't waste your precious energy. Help people who are asking for help. By the way, I've seen this in business also. बहुत लोगों को मैंने देखा है बिजनेस में, वो सारे क्लाइंट्स जो आपके अच्छे क्लाइंट्स, जो आपको ज्यादा परेशान नहीं करते, आपको अच्छा पेमेंट भी करते हैं, आपके अच्छे क्लाइंट्स हैं जो आपको बिल्कुल भी बॉदर नहीं करते, वर्सेस देयर आर सर्टेन क्लाइंट्स हु टेक सर्विसेज बट दे आर लिटिल ट्रबलसम क्लाइंट्स. वो थोड़े से ट्रबलसम होते हैं. अक्सर मैंने देखा है लोग कौन से लिस्ट पे ज्यादा ध्यान देते हैं, the good clients or the troublesome clients? What is the focus more on? You'll often see the focus is more on the clients who don't take, who are not your good clients actually. They're troublesome clients. So in short, आप किसको reward कर रहे हो? Troublesome people को reward कर रहे हो. अच्छे clients को reward नहीं कर रहे हो. Why? Because we take the good clients for granted. Same thing, by the way, we do in relationships. There are a lot of people who love us, who respect us, who care for us. But we are always behind those people who kind of reject us. I've seen this in healers also, by the way. बहुत सारे healers होते हैं, बहुत लोग उनसे healing मांग रहे हैं, वो उनको heal नहीं करेंगे. उनको वही लोगों को heal करना है जो लोग उनसे receptive नहीं है. They want to heal their husbands, they want to heal their children, they want to heal their wife who is not receptive. But there is somebody else who is asking for healing, maybe their parents or maybe their in-laws. उनको heal नहीं करना है, लेकिन उसको heal करना है जिसको खुद को heal करने की जरूरत है. So this is again, this is mental domination, injury towards self. Okay, I'll take one more question. If friends only come for cribbing and listen to your advice but do not implement or show in actions, what to do? Good question, Vanilla. So the answer is, why are they doing it? Because you allow this to happen. If any of my friend would do this, there are, by the way, many patients also, and also some of the people whom I mentor. If they come back to me with the same question, my answer is, we have already spoken about this. Why do you want to discuss this again? Why don't you change it? What's the point of discussing it again? You need to become little firm, but externally soft, but internally be firm. Be firm. You have to say that we have already discussed this. Okay, so you don't need to become a punching bag for somebody to just come. They take garbage from one place and throw it on you. They take garbage from one place, they throw it on you, and you gulp that garbage thing in the name of friendship. This is not friendship. Yes, you can take the garbage once, you can take the garbage twice, you can also heal them, but they need to take responsibility of their life. And that is how their life will transform. Otherwise, their life is not going to transform. So you have to become a little firm with them that why don't you implement it? Well, otherwise the life is not going to change. Why don't you take responsibility for your own life? You can explain that lovingly but firmly. All right? Are we clear? Page 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraph. All right? Shall we now move to the prayer, the practice? So how now we're coming to the end of, I'll take few questions on WhatsApp, otherwise we won't be able to finish, we won't be able to move to the second virtue. We need to start the second virtue today. Okay, so how would you rate yourself in this virtue on a scale of 10? आपको क्या लगता है आपका loving kindness non-injury virtue कैसा है? Do you rate yourself 6, 7, 8? How would you like to rate yourself? Okay, some of you are saying 6, some of you are saying 4. By the way, did you get any more insights? Did you get more insights? Are you already getting some homework which you can work upon? Some homework which you can make yourself better with? So, आप अगर 6 पर है या 7 पर है, I hope you already have some insights on how you can move to 8. If you are on 8, you have some insights on how to move it on 9. Yeah. So the purpose of this book study is that we have better clarity about the virtues, and we can implement it. Yes. Okay, so now what we'll do is, now this is a beautiful prayer which is on page number 20. You call it a prayer or you call it an affirmation. This has to be done every day for 2 months, and we have to repeat it 7 times. So now that we have a group of people, shall we repeat it 7 times together? Yeah, आप verbally भी बोल सकते हैं. So let's repeat it 7 times together before we go to the next virtue, because the thought form will become very strong. और अगर आपको loving kindness non-injury virtue एक वर्च्यू को आप पकड़िए, उसको 2-2 महीना इस एफर्मेशन को आप प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हैं. These words are empowered by Grandmaster. These words are energized by Grandmaster. So you can use these words to build the virtue of loving kindness non-injury in your system. All right? So let's begin. Let's do this prayer 7 times. Take a deep breath. Be aware of your heart. Be aware of your crown. Lord God, thank you for blessing me with loving kindness, non-injury in thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. Please bless me with understanding, with patience, tolerance, mercy, compassion, and inner forgiveness, with deep gratitude and in full faith. Lord God, thank you for blessing me with loving kindness, non-injury in thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. Please bless me with understanding, patience, tolerance, mercy, compassion, and inner forgiveness, with deep gratitude and in full faith. Lord God, thank you for blessing me with loving kindness, non-injury in thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. Please bless me with understanding, patience, tolerance, mercy, compassion, and inner forgiveness, with deep gratitude and in full faith. Lord God, thank you for blessing me with loving kindness and non-injury in thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. Please bless me with understanding, patience, tolerance, mercy, compassion, and inner forgiveness, with deep gratitude and in full faith. Lord God, thank you for blessing me with loving kindness and non-injury in thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. Please bless me with understanding, patience, tolerance, mercy, compassion, and inner forgiveness, with deep gratitude and in full faith. Lord God, thank you for blessing me with loving kindness and non-injury in thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. Please bless me with understanding, patience, tolerance, mercy, compassion, and inner forgiveness, with deep gratitude and in full faith. Last one. Lord God, thank you for blessing me with loving kindness and non-injury in thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. Please bless me with understanding, patience, tolerance, mercy, compassion, and inner forgiveness, with deep gratitude and in full faith. Take a deep breath. Absorb the energy into your aura, into your chakras. Gently open your eyes. How do you feel? Isn't the prayer amazing? Yeah. For the ones who have not practiced it, please try this out. It's amazing, especially if you're working on this virtue. आप चाहे तो अपने ही आवाज में 7 times record करके रख सकते हैं, so you can listen to it every day. So there are different ways of that you can use technology for, and ये एक simple तरीका है अपने अंदर positive energy लाने का. ओके सो बहुत बार ऐसे होता है कि हम लोग नेगेटिविटी को हटाने में इतना बिजी हो जाते हैं कि ऑपोजिट पॉजिटिव एनर्जी से अपने आप को एनर्जाइज करना भूल जाते हैं. सो दैट इज व्हाई these things come into play, because we need to energize ourselves. Okay, we are becoming aware that I should not get angry, I should not get irritable, I should not get aggressive, but then it is only possible if we fill ourselves with these energies. So the prayers, they help us to fill our chakras, our aura with these energies, और उसके बाद में हम लोग को लाइफ को फेस करने में आसानी होती है. So cleansing is about becoming aware and removing your errors, but without energizing, अगर आप इस सब एनर्जी को अपने अंदर इन्वोक नहीं करेंगे, इफ यू डोंट इन्वोक फॉर दीज एनर्जीज, तो हो सकता है आप डिप्लीटेड महसूस करें, हो सकता है आप बहुत लो महसूस करें, या ये भी हो सकता है दैट यू स्टार्ट फीलिंग वेरी एंग्री एट योरसेल्फ. हैव सम ऑफ यू फेल्ट एंग्री एट योरसेल्फ कि खुद के ऊपर गुस्सा आता है, और यू ऑलवेज फील कि ओ माय गॉड, मेरे अंदर कितने फ्लॉज है, मुझे इतनी सारी चीजों को ठीक करना है. Have you felt like that? Well, this feeling especially comes because we are not energizing ourselves enough. हम लोग अपने आप को प्यूरिफाई तो कर रहे हैं, अवेयरनेस हमारी बढ़ गई है, which is good, लेकिन ऑपोजिट पॉजिटिव एनर्जी को अपने अंदर इन्वोक करना और to bring down the opposite positive energy into our aura is very, very important. And often on spiritual path, people focus more on cleansing and they forget about energizing. If you forget about energizing, you will feel low, you will feel depressed, you will also feel lost, and you will feel that there is so much of dirt in you. आपके अंदर कितनी नेगेटिविटी है, ऐसी फीलिंग्स आपको आने लगेगी. So just a gentle reminder, अगर ऐसी फीलिंग आपको आ रही है, the answer is you're not energizing yourself, you're only cleansing. That is why you're feeling depleted, low, and you're only seeing your weaknesses. You're not putting positive forces within you. Okay? So now let's go to the virtue number 2, generosity and non-stealing. So here Master says life is a cycle. It is yin and yang. You have to exhale before you inhale. You must give in order to receive. So, this virtue is a lot about giving, receiving, inhaling, exhaling. So, we're going to talk a lot about that in this virtue. So, let's begin. Page number 23. Page number 23. The soul develops by giving, not accumulating. By the way, before we go ahead, let's fix this very clearly in our minds that we have to first give, only then we receive. Okay? पहले क्या करना पड़ता है? पहले क्या आता है? You have to exhale before you inhale. You have to give before you wish to receive. So, if you want to receive something and if you're not getting something, what do you do? अगर आपको कुछ चाहिए और आपको वो मिल नहीं रहा है, what do you do? What can you do? You have to give. You can't say कि नहीं मुझे मिलेगा तब हम देंगे. आप बोलेंगे नहीं मुझे मिलेगा उसके बाद हम देंगे, then you are going against the law. Law क्या बोलता है? You have to first give, only then you receive. So ये वाला जो line है, personally for me, it is a very big reminder. So I'm just sharing minor reflections or when we try to implement master's teachings. जब भी आपके दिमाग में ऐसी फीलिंग आती है कि मुझे ये मिल नहीं रहा है, मुझे अप्रिसिएशन नहीं मिल रहा है, या आपको ऐसी फीलिंग आती है कि मुझे क्रेडिट नहीं मिल रहा है, या मुझे पैसा नहीं मिल रहा है, या मुझे लव नहीं मिल रहा है, जब भी आपको ये फीलिंग आती है, लैक फीलिंग आती है कि मुझे ये मिल नहीं रहा है, what will you remind yourself? What will you remind yourself? You must give in order to receive. And I have so much of gratitude to master कि मेरे भी लाइफ में जब भी कुछ ऐसा होता है, दिमाग में ये गोल्डन लोटस, ये वाला जो सूत्र है, ये दिमाग में बसता रहता है. You must give in order to receive. And then you're like, okay, thank you, master, I get my answer. Has this happened to you, some of you? Sometimes, you are complaining for something, अरे मेरे साथ ऐसे हो गया, अरे मेरे साथ ये नहीं हो रहा है, or you want something and you're getting in an irritable complaining mode. Whenever you're in complaining mode, remind yourself this one powerful line: you must give in order to receive. And also have faith कि अगर आप देंगे, you will receive because you have sown the seed. It is already credited to your karmic bank account. वो आपके karmic bank account में वो आ चुका है. It is just about to manifest. That is having faith in this virtue and having faith in the law of karma. Okay? So, again, reminder for all of you. What do you think that one thing you want और आपको मिल नहीं रहा, आपको अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है? There is something that you want, but you're feeling irritable. Maybe you want a good job, or you want a better husband or a better wife, or you want more love, or you want more appreciation, or you want something that you want. What do you think? Can you think about something which is bothering you, which you want? Okay, now just close your eyes. Think about that. Just close your eyes. Think about something that you want and you feel कि इस चीज की आपके लाइफ में कमी है. Just think about that thing. Just be aware. Now just remind yourself, talk to yourself. You tell yourself, I drop all the complaints. I drop all the energies of complaining and cribbing that I don't have this, or I don't have enough of this. I let go of all the complaints. I let go of all the frustration. Now repeat this affirmation 3 times. I remind myself, you have to give in order to receive. Imagine that you're talking to yourself. You look into your own eyes. Imagine that you're looking into your own eyes. You're telling yourself, stop cribbing. Stop complaining. Be firm. Tell yourself firmly, stop cribbing. Stop complaining. Imagine you're talking to yourself. Be firm. Stop cribbing. Stop complaining. Now imagine you're looking into your own eyes, you're talking to your own soul, and say 3 times, you must give in order to receive. You must give in order to receive. You must give in order to receive. Gently open your eyes. How do you feel? Okay? तो hen and egg में पहले कौन आता है? hen आता है या egg आता है? ये किसी को नहीं पता. ये इतना बड़ा ट्रूथ है जो ग्रैंड मास्टर ने हम लोग को बताया है. अगर हमको कुछ चाहिए लाइफ में, पहले हमको देना होगा. ये मत बोले कि जब मिलेगा तब हम देंगे. It doesn't work like that. Okay? Do you feel good? Yeah. So this is a simple way that you can remind yourself जब भी your mind is going into a complaint mode or you feel that injustice is happening to you, something wrong is happening to you, या आपको उतना नहीं मिल रहा है जितना आप डिजर्व करते हैं. बहुत लोग बोलते हैं कि नहीं हम उतना नहीं कमाते जितना हमारा वर्थ है. Well, you have to give if you want to receive abundantly. बहुत लोग बोलते हैं कि नहीं जितनी हम मेहनत करते हैं हम उतना नहीं कमाते. क्यों? Because maybe you're not giving enough. So remind yourself. You can't say कि आपका job thankless है. You can't say कि ये business ही खराब है. You have to tell to yourself, I have to give if I want to receive abundantly. पहले आप ये बोलना शुरू करिए अपने आप को, फिर आप देखेंगे you will be able to spot things, you will be able to find out things जहाँ पर probably you're not giving enough, and then you can rectify that. और जिस से आप rectify करेंगे, things will start improving, things will start changing. Okay, let's begin. The soul develops by giving, not by accumulating. Okay, you have to plant in order to harvest. When you give, it's like planting seeds. It comes back to you many, many times. If you want to receive love, give love. So these are a few examples which Master has given. If you want to receive love, give love. You can't give anger to somebody and say, no, you have to love me. अगर हमको किसी से लव चाहिए और उससे जब हम लोग को लव नहीं मिलता है तो हम लोग उसे क्या देते हैं? सच सच बताइएगा. It's like you want love from someone, you want attention from someone, or you want appreciation from someone, लेकिन उससे हमको वो नहीं मिल रहा है तो हम उसको कौन सा सीड डाल रहे हैं उसके अंदर? एंगर का, इरिटेशन का. We tell them, oh, you're such a bad person, you don't give me love, you don't do this, you don't do that. So you're planting seeds of anger and you're expecting a fruit of love. Is it possible? So अगर हम लोग को किसी से love चाहिए, what do we need to give? We need to give love. You can't give anger, you can't give irritation. You can't say, no, I'm your husband, you have to give me love. You can't say, I'm your wife, you have to give me love. Well, it doesn't work like that. This just reflects that we are giving them anger, we are giving them hatred. तो उसमें क्या हो रहा है? According to the law of karma, हम लोग को और anger, hatred उनसे मिल रहा है. और क्योंकि और एंगर हेट्रेड मिल रहा है, फिर हम लोग और प्लांट कर रहे हैं एंगर हेट्रेड. तो पूरा सीड और फ्रूट क्या चीज का चल रहा है? एंगर और हेट्रेड का चल रहा है. If you want appreciation from some people, you have to give appreciation. So again, don't crib, don't complain. If you want something, it is as simple as that. You plant it, and that is the beauty of the law of karma. That is the beauty of the universe. कि हम लोग को कुछ भी चाहिए, all we have to do is plant that. All we have to do is give that. और हम वो देंगे तो हमको 110% मिलेगा. बिकॉज इसका हिसाब किताब कौन रख रहा है? द लॉर्ड्स ऑफ कर्मा. गॉड इज कीपिंग अकाउंट्स ऑफ ऑल दीज थिंग्स. तो यहाँ पर ऐसा नहीं कि आपने दिया तो हम लोग बहुत बार बोलते हैं अरे मैंने तो इसको इतना दिया लेकिन मुझे कुछ भी रिटर्न में नहीं मिला. हैव यू कॉट योरसेल्फ सेइंग दिस? सो अगर हम ये बोल रहे हैं तो हम ये किसको बोल रहे हैं? ये हम भगवान को बोल रहे हैं, लॉर्ड्स ऑफ कर्मा को बोल रहे हैं. We are telling them, look, I'm doing so much, you're not compensating me. Means who is at fault? God is at fault, not me. Well, if we think like this, our spiritual pod really becomes small. Our connection to the higher soul becomes small because we are not having faith in God. We are not having faith that no, I am getting what I gave. मैंने जितना दिया है उतना ही मुझे मिलेगा या उससे मल्टीप्लायर इफेक्ट में मिलेगा. बट अगर हम नहीं देंगे तो नहीं मिलेगा. All right. So let's go back to the book, page 23. If you want to be wealthy, you must give about 10% of what you earn for charitable and spiritual purposes. This will generate prosperity karma. Okay, so कितना डोनेट करना है हम लोग को? 10% एवरी मंथ. आप जैसे महीने का रेंट देते हैं, बिल्स हम लोग पे करते हैं, बहुत चीज महीने के स्टार्टिंग में हम करते हैं. सबसे पहला पेमेंट किसको करेंगे? 10% डोनेशन. जो भी आप कमाते हैं उसका 10%, 10% ऑफ योर इनकम यू हैव टू गिव अवे फॉर charitable purposes, humanitarian purposes. अभी तो इतनी सारी प्रॉब्लम्स चल रही है, स्पेशली वी आर लिविंग इन अ कंट्री लाइक इंडिया, जहाँ पे हमारे पास बहुत एवेन्यूज है लोगों को फाइनेंशियली हेल्प करने की. तो आप 10% अपना दान में दीजिए. गिव इट फॉर चैरिटेबल पर्पसेस, गिव इट फॉर ह्यूमैनिटेरियन पर्पसेस, फॉर स्पिरिचुअल पर्पसेस. इससे हमारे बैंक अकाउंट में कौन सा कर्मा आता है? प्रॉस्पेरिटी कर्मा. ओके, प्रॉस्पेरिटी कर्मा. नाउ इवन इफ यू आर नॉट अ अर्निंग मेंबर, आप में से कुछ लोग हो सकते हैं जो कमाते नहीं है, यू माइट बी अ हाउसवाइफ और यू आर नॉट एन अर्निंग मेंबर, तो आप कैसे डोनेट करेंगे? यू गिव 10% ऑफ व्हाटएवर कम्स इन योर हैंड. आपको आपके खुद के खर्चे के लिए, पॉकेट मनी के लिए जो पैसा मिलता है, इफ यू आर अ स्टूडेंट, इफ यू गेट पॉकेट मनी, गिव 10% ऑफ योर पॉकेट मनी. If you're a housewife, you get money for your home expenses, or maybe you get money as gifts from your family members sometimes. उसका 10% आप दान में दीजिए. तभी तो वो हुआ था ना, जब डीमोनेटाइजेशन हुआ था तो बहुत सारे अलमारियों से पैसे निकले थे, कैश निकले थे. ठीक है, उसका 10% भी तो देना होगा. तो कभी कभी आपको आपके पीहर से पैसा मिल रहा है, या आपके भाई से पैसा मिल रहा है, या आपका हस्बैंड आपको दिवाली पे कैश गिफ्ट कर रहा है. वी हैव टू गिव whatever you get, whenever you get 10% of whatever you get, you have to give it away in the form of charity or spiritual purposes, humanitarian purposes. Okay, if you don't have pocket money, how do you donate? By the way, if you don't have pocket money, if you don't have power over money, all the more important for you to donate. आपको अगर 10 रुपया भी मिलता है, उसका 1 रुपया दीजिए. आपको 1000 रुपया भी मिलता है, उसका 100 रुपया दीजिए. It is not about the amount, it is about the habit, and it is about the percentage. What about gifts? Well, I would recommend give cash. Why? Because आप अगर किसी को पैसा दे रहे हैं तो आप उसको फ्रीडम भी तो दे रहे हैं कि तुमको जो लेना है कर ले लो. कभी कभी गिफ्ट्स में हम लोग कभी कभी अपने आप को बुद्धू बना देते हैं. अपने आप को कैसे बुद्धू बनाते हैं? By giving gifts. Sometimes we give those gifts which we don't want. Lying in our house, we give away that thinking कि मैंने इतना बड़ा गिफ्ट दे दिया. Of course you can give gifts, but giving 10% as donation, cash to people, you are also sowing the seed of financial freedom. I've seen a lot of people, they say I've seen especially in Kolkata, in our Marwadi society, in our community, there are a lot of women. They'll be rich, they'll be using bags worth 2 lakhs, but if you ask them to take a decision for 5,000 rupees, they still have to take permission from their family members. ऐसे क्यों हो रहा है? आपके पास पैसा है, बहुत वेल्थ है, सब चीज है, लेकिन फाइनेंशियल फ्रीडम नहीं है. क्यों नहीं है? Because you're always giving in kind. You're not giving freedom to other people. You're giving money to people, but you're still thinking कि उसने वो पैसा कैसे इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए. आप उसको फ्रीडम नहीं दे रहे कि नहीं, तो मैंने तुमको पैसा दिया, अब तुमको जो करना है करो. That is sowing the seed of also financial freedom. बहुत लोग अपने डोमेस्टिक स्टाफ को सैलरी भी देते, लेकिन उससे पूछते तुम इस पैसा का क्या किया, तुम ऐसे करो, तुम वैसे करो. यू डोमिनेट देम. आपने पैसा दे दिया, फिनिश इट, कट इट ऑफ. लेकिन हमको और सोचना है कि वो पैसा उसने कैसे किया, उसको क्या खरीदना चाहिए, उसको उस पैसे से क्या करना चाहिए. When you start interfering in that, then according to the law of karma, the same thing comes back to you, where people interfere into your way of spending your own money. So there's a question: what if he or she misuses it? If you're giving it to certain people as donation and you feel कि उसका सही इस्तेमाल नहीं हो रहा है, then stop giving them, give to somebody else. As simple as that. Alright, so there's a question: what do we need to sow in order to harvest a soulmate? Now you want to get married and you want The right partner. What do you need to sow? Well, what you could do is you can start blessing other people who don't have partners. You bless them, and who are already having good relationships, you also bless them. And if you have done Kriya Shakti course, then you can decree your good karmas in the form of getting the right partner. But meanwhile, if not, then you can create right thoughts, right words, right actions. What you can also do in certain parts of India, people sponsor for marriages of people. You know, there are certain organizations जहाँ पर उन लोग matchmaking करते हैं. They kind of organize big weddings and they matchmake, and then you can give money for marriages. You can generate that karma. All right. So whatever you want, you need to give in. You need to give that only specifically. All right. Let's move ahead. Generosity brings good luck. Okay. And this question I would like to take up. What can we sow in to generate inner peace? Very simple. If you want inner peace, sow peace. Sow the seeds of inner forgiveness. आप अगर अंदर से inner forgiveness का energy के लिए recall करिए और लोगों को peace से bless करिए. The more you plant the seeds of peace. Peace का opposite क्या है? Criticism, anger, hatred, conflicts, wars, violence. ये सब peace का opposite है. So forgiveness, inner forgiveness is equivalent to inner peace. If you want inner peace, you need to sow the seed of inner forgiveness. All right? Is it okay if you advise the staff on how to use money wisely? So Khushbu, in your question, yes, you can, if your staff is receptive. You have to be sensitive. जहां पे आपको लग रहा है कि no, you're crossing a line, then you have to stop. जहां पे आपको लग रहा है नहीं वो आपसे पूछ रहा है या आप उसको बोलते हैं तो वो receptive है, you have to be sensitive towards the receptivity of the person. If that person feels that it is intrusion, or if that person feels कि आप उसे बस टोकते जा रहे हैं, उसके पीछे पड़े हैं, then you stop. Then you stop. All right? If you tithe, you must also be willing to receive the divine blessings of prosperity. If you will not receive it, your capacity to give will adversely get affected. This goes against the law of cycle. If you don't receive, you will get depleted. You cannot just exhale without inhaling. Don't feel guilty about self-interest. Healthy self-interest. A person can practice generosity and non-stealing out of self-interest, which is also equally good. Okay, so we will just go a little bit deeper into this. Now, बहुत बार ऐसे होता है कि लोग exhale तो कर देते हैं, लेकिन inhale करना नहीं आता. Okay, देना बहुत लोगों के लिए आसान है, लेकिन मांगना बहुत लोगों के लिए difficult है. So I've seen people, anything you give them, they feel uncomfortable. You give them a compliment, they feel uncomfortable. You give them money, they feel uncomfortable. They say, no, हम ये नहीं ले सकते. You give them a gift, they say, no, ये हम नहीं ले सकते. Now, if you constantly reject or you don't receive, so then that is also a problem. बहुत लोग का ऐसा होता है कि देना आसान लगता है, लेकिन receive करना difficult. Receive करना difficult. Or you feel guilty. So यहाँ मास्टर ने लिखा है, don't feel guilty about self-interest. Healthy self-interest. What do you mean by healthy self-interest? Healthy self-interest means I give graciously and I receive graciously also. So आप पैसा दीजिए भी, ग्रेस के साथ पैसा दीजिए, और अगर आपको कोई पैसा देता है तो उसे भी आपको gracefully receive करना है. You say, thank you very much, I am excited, I am so happy that you gave me money. Okay, now let me ask you one thing, कि कभी-कभी जब हम लोग किसी को कुछ देते हैं, you know, you kind of give a gift to someone, or you give an increment to your employee, लेकिन वो employee को या आपने जिसको gift दिया उसको कुछ खुशी ही नहीं हो रही है, मतलब he's like no, मुझे नहीं चाहिए, वो ऐसे behave करता है, तो आपको कैसी feeling आती है? How do you feel? How do you feel? You can put it in the comment box. When you want to give something to someone, but that person is not willing to receive, तो आपको कैसी feeling आती है? How do you feel? We feel bad, right? Yeah, we feel disappointed. And आप देखेंगे कि उसको next time देने में आपको मजा भी नहीं आता, right? Next time देने में मतलब sometimes you find it like kind of an obstacle. But there are some people, when you give them a gift, they get super excited. You give them a gift or you give them money, they're like, wow, I'm so happy, or वो बहुत excited होते हैं. So next time, don't we also get more excited to give them a gift? Don't we also get more excited because yeah, you feel, I want to reward this person. Last time उसको gift दिया था, that person has so much of gratitude, उसको इतना अच्छा लगा, तो हमको फिर से देने का मन करता है. Right? Why? Because that person receives graciously and also gives graciously. So the whole give and take का जो cycle है, वो बहुत अच्छे से काम करता है. When the cycle of give and take is functioning properly, then the energy raises, the vibration raises. If you see Lord Lakshmi, the image of Lord Lakshmi, she is the goddess of prosperity. आप देखेंगे वो एक हाथ से receive करती है, एक हाथ से देती है. But she is receiving also. Receiving from one hand, giving from another hand. So on the spiritual path, I have often seen in pranic healing especially, बहुत लोग हैं जो देते तो बहुत अच्छे से हैं, लेकिन लेने में हालत खराब हो जाती है. There is so much of guilt in receiving. Extreme guilt in receiving. नहीं हम कैसे ले सकते हैं, हम अपना बैंक अकाउंट से कर्मा कम तो नहीं कर देंगे. There are so many myths about receiving. So many myths about receiving. So you have to check yourself also. If somebody comes and gives you an expensive gift, what is your first reaction? Suppose आज suddenly आकर कि कोई आपका friend है, randomly कोई आके आपको 1 लाख रुपया cash दे दे कि ये रखो, तुम मेरे को बस तुमको gift देने का मन है. What would be your first reaction? Honestly, what will be your first reaction? So first reaction, suppose, just think, it is just for your inner. What is your first reaction? How will you feel? Now if you feel, no, ये कैसे हम ले सकते? हम गलत है, or you feel guilty, or your hands are shaking even receiving that, it's a problem. It's a problem. You feel fearful. Yeah, if you feel happy that wow, मेरा good karma manifest हो रहा है, thank you very much, तो वो देने वाले को भी मजा आता है, by the way. Have you not seen that? Like, I've seen it in my family. So many of you know that I have 3 kids, and all my 3 kids are very, very different. So my second daughter, whenever I give her a gift, वो gift को तो कम से कम हफ्ता भर वो gift खोलती ही नहीं थी. I trained her later on. Earlier I give her a gift, she'll be like, thank you, mama, and then the gift is packed and kept in a cupboard. It doesn't even open up. I have to remind her, please see the gift. Whereas for my son and also for my elder one, earlier when they were small, I would enter the house, they would look for gifts, and they would be so excited with any gift that I get. And I often found myself that I would get more gifts for them because somehow I'm more excited about it because they are also excited about it. So then I realized that yes, it does change my mindset. I caught myself that whenever I'm in shops, I'm thinking, oh, my son is going to like this, let me take. So I would sometimes buy extra stuff. I used to feel guilty. Oh, am I being partial? Why am I thinking? So in one of my inner reflection, I thought that, why do I buy more things for the 2 kids and less things for the middle one? Am I being partial? I started feeling guilty. And then I did my inner reflection and I realized that their excitement to receive. So in my mind, I have a thought that I want to make my kids happy today because maybe I'm traveling, I'm going home, I want to make them happy. तो अगर मेरे दिमाग में विचार है कि मुझे इनको हैप्पी करना है, now one person, you give them a gift, they're not going to be happy. Okay, but then later on I found out that what makes her happy. Then when I started doing that, then that helped. So probably it's just the energy to receive, your blockages to receive. Many people, they can't take compliments also, and those are the one who always crib and complain that nobody appreciates me. Because even when people appreciate you, say no, ऐसा नहीं है, मैंने तो कुछ भी नहीं किया. Have you seen people like that? You give them compliments, you appreciate them for the good job they have done, and they're saying, no, I didn't do it. No. They feel so uncomfortable. And you will see that aapko bhi, next time, you don't feel like complimenting them because there is a block. There is a block. Okay, so what do you need to learn to receive? You have to learn to receive on every level. Learn to receive on physical level, emotional level, mental level, and also spiritual level. Spiritual level means asking for blessings. Agar aap sirf, assuming many of you are arhatic yogis here, yeah, I've seen people blue triangle, purification pe purification, but firm resolution 0. Invoking for good qualities in the aura 0. Removing, if you tell them weaknesses, every day they're removing weaknesses, 10 times blue triangle. You ask them, are you invoking for opposite energy? No. This is again a problem in receiving. Receive karne mein problem hai, because you're not receiving. You are only focusing on removing, cleansing, 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 cleansing. You are not receiving. So this is not receiving on spiritual level, not receiving the blessings of God. By the way, एक और चीज आपको बता दूं, what do you think stops us from receiving? By the way, हमको कभी कभी गिल्ट फीलिंग आती है ना रिसीव करने में, ऐसा क्यों होता होगा? ऐसा क्यों? What do you think? Yes, Prabha very well said. It is the ego that stops us. Ego that stops us. It's a form of pride. Because कुछ भी मांगने के लिए छोटा बनना पड़ता है और सामने वाला बड़ा बन जाता है क्योंकि वो दे रहा है. बोलते ना, देने वाला हमेशा बड़ा होता है. Now, but दूसरों को भी बड़ा बनने दीजिए. आप भी कभी कभी बच्चा बनना भी अच्छा होता है. Sometimes it is okay. So for all the people who have difficulty in receiving, by the way, it is a form of pride, it is a form of ego, because you always want to be in the giving side. वो बोलते ना, हम तो सिर्फ देते हैं, हम लेते कुछ नहीं. Oh my God, this is pride. This is pride. Because receive करने में by the way ज़्यादा humility चाहिए. देने में तो फिर भी इतनी humility is needed when you receive. When you with humility ask for blessings from God, with humility you ask for help. So many people, they struggle but don't ask for help. Don't ask for help. Why? Ego. लोग मेरे बारे में क्या सोचेंगे? Unnecessarily हम उनको bother करेंगे. उनके पास टाइम नहीं हुआ तो अरे उनके पास टाइम नहीं है तो आपको नहीं बोल देंगे, या हो सकता है आपको रिजेक्ट करेंगे. बी हम्बल. लेकिन हम लोग को रिजेक्शन का इतना फियर होता है या इतना ईगो होता है कि कोई ना बोल दे तो हम हैंडल नहीं कर सकते. अगर आपको कुछ हेल्प चाहिए तो हो सकता है 10 जन का दरवाजा खटखटाना पड़ेगा, बट टू आस्क फॉर हेल्प यू नीड टू बी हम्बल. दैट इज व्हाई इफ यू सी, गॉड ऑल्सो गिव्स यू हेल्प. जब आप माथा टेक के कुछ इन्वोक करते हैं, ब्लेसिंग्स मांगते हैं, तभी भगवान भी एनर्जी देते हैं. दैट इज अ साइन ऑफ ह्यूमिलिटी. सेम विथ योर फैमिली मेंबर्स. If you need help from your family members, ask for it with humility, and you will be amazed to see how much your family members will help you. You know, I've seen it in my personal life because abhi to lockdown, if barring lockdown, every weekend I would travel for classes, and of course sometimes there would be homework to be done for children. There would be times where I would make them do homework on screen when even I'm traveling Zoom par raat mein, on audio video call, whatever, I would do it. But there would be times where I would really struggle, and you know, there is no energy and struggle. So I've often seen that when I struggle, I would politely, you know, request somebody in my family that, you know, I'm not being able to do this, can somebody please help me to make my daughter finish her homework. And I would always have so many people out there in the family. My father-in-law would help, my sister-in-law would help. They would say, we would love to help. And then I would thank them. But whenever with humility I've asked for help, the help will come. But one thing I've realized, कि मांगने के लिए खुद को भी humble होना पड़ता है. You know what, I'm not being able to do this. Can somebody please help me? और आप अक्सर देखेंगे 99% of the time, you will rarely find कि आप ह्यूमिलिटी से कुछ मांगे हैं हेल्प और आपको वो नहीं मिली. आपको जरूर से मिलेगी, लेकिन हेल्प मांगने के पहले ही हम लोग इतना ईगो पकड़ लेते कि हम कैसे बोलेंगे, उसको बोलेंगे तो उसको बुरा तो नहीं लगेगा, उसको बोलेंगे तो जबरदस्ती में उसके ऊपर. अरे जबरदस्ती अगर आप किसी पे पायलॉन बन रहे हैं, लेट देम टेल दैट टू यू, राइट? But there is no harm in becoming humble. So giving and receiving, exhaling, inhaling. Now, अगर आपने किसी से help ली है, then what do? Then you find opportunities to give it back to them many times. तो आपको जब help चाहिए थी, आपने किसी से help ली, तो next time अगर उसी इंसान को help चाहिए, you just make a thought form कि यार इसने मेरी बहुत help की. Acknowledge that in your mind and just make a thought form that God, if this person needs help anytime, please make me an instrument. And you will be amazed कि आपको मौका मिलेगा उसको भी help करने का. तो instead of cutting the flow of give and take, you ask and then make a thought form कि उसको जब भी जरूरत पड़ेगी, I will give. This is helping the cycle move. साइकिल को चलने दीजिए गिव एंड टेक की. जब भी हम बोलते कि नहीं हम कुछ नहीं मांगेंगे, यू आर ब्रेकिंग द साइकिल. आप लीजिए भी and then form an intention that I would like to give it back to this person also. और आपको मौका भी मिलेगा उसको रिटर्न में देने का. All right, so tomorrow we will start with page number 24. So today we will close here. It's 5 o'clock. Thank you very much for joining in. Do share your takeaway message. आज का aha moment or a wow message or a takeaway message. Please post it in the WhatsApp group क्योंकि वो एक तरह का recap हो जाएगा सबके लिए. So if you can just put that, what is your take home message for today? All right. Thank you very much. Let us close with a prayer and thank all the great ones. To the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to Lord Mahagurji Devi, to Master Joa Koksui, to all the great ones. Thank you for your blessings, your guidance, your help and protection. Thank you for blessing us with the ability to give graciously and receive graciously. Thank you in full faith. Gently open your eyes. Thank you very much for joining in. Atma Namaste. You can post your questions on the WhatsApp group. I will be closing this window